Hey everyone, so we wanted to start off today with the garden. And thankfully, we planted seeds today and it rained and it wasn't supposed to. So we are thrilled to death about that.
God gave us a gift.
Yes, so we're definitely very excited about that, especially since we weren't expecting it. So before we get started, I'm Aaron, Julia's behind the camera, and we're the Canny Couple. So, self-reliant, the ability for self-sufficiency is something that we strive for every day. And the garden is something that is very important to us, and cutting back our costs from a frugality standpoint and to provide us natural food. So, we wanted to talk today and tell you what has changed about our garden compared to last year, if you've watched any of our videos from last year, and what we're doing different this year. Okay, so first off, if you're not familiar with us, we do a lot of vertical gardening. We don't do the cattle panels, we just do fencing up and down. So this year, we've got 4 rows.
Instead of 5.
And last year we had 5, but we had the tomatoes as one of the 5th rows. So now if you look down here around the edge, all these buckets inside them, where's the tomatoes and peppers are going to go. So what have we done different with this setup? So first off, on the back side of each of these rows, we did a little area down through here, and we put turnips and rutabagas in there. So, okay, we might not eat all those, but, well, maybe the rutabagas, but the turnips and everything, we're just going to let them rot in the ground on some of them to provide back to the soil.
Yeah, and he'll till it up at the end of the year.
Yep.
It'll go right back in and decompose.
Right. So that's something we're going to do. Even if they don't make, full on some of them, that's fine too, as long as it's producing something to put back there. Besides that, we're doing squash on this one, winter squash on this one. The next one has pumpkins. And then the one at the far top there has beans and melons.
Yes.
So we've moved our beans, this section over here behind her. You'll see it sort of wrapped around there. We actually put in cucumbers in this section this year in the garden so that the deer do not eat them.
Yeah. Kind of made a U shape, and we think that's going to work out really well.
Right. So we did all that, and then at the very top up there, above the top row, we've got our row of sorghum out through there again, which we'll try to.
It's about like right in there.
Yeah.
Like right up on the bank.
So we'll try to, have some sorghum produced there, but we also have another bed down there. We'll put sorghum in as well. So we try to get as much as that as possible.
And that's our sorghum seeds that we've saved. We didn't buy any.
That's true. These are ones that came off of stuff on the property already, so they're used to this climate, used to this soil, etc. Over here now, we haven't planted this portion yet.
I asked to hold off.
Yeah, we're going to hold off of this in a couple of days, but this is where this side and this side down here in between our orse is where the summer squash will go.
We're doing three rows, so we'll have 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Instead of having just 2.
Yeah.
It will succession plant though, so we'll plant 1, the next week we'll plant another, the next week we'll plant another. That worked out really well for us.
And then, like we said, we'll have the some tomatoes and peppers around through here, and then we'll also put our other tomato bed next to the house that we're used to doing. So that's some of the changes that we're doing here. And then we've also put in these posts, which are the 8-foot ones. And if you look around here, there's sort of a pattern around through these. These are what we're going to hang our shade cloth from this year. We didn't have to have it up last year. We had a lot of rain, but the way that the weather has already started looking, it's already started off dry for us. This is the first rain we've really had in a few weeks now. So hopefully we'll get that up and give some shade to some of these squash because they like a little bit of
Yeah.
shade. And we also have our extra section down through here for the
It's a
garden as
mess.
well. But we do have
Beets.
beets.
You can see the beets there coming
Yeah.
up right in there. I've got to thin those out a bit
And then we'll have sweet potatoes
on the other end.
down here as well. So, and then we got to figure out what to do about the mess in the middle.
That big green area right
That's
there.
where cardboard's going down.
A lot of cardboard.
A lot of cardboard.
A lot of cardboard. We've got a whole pile.
And then down by the house, we have our tomato bed, lettuce bed, and if you see that new bed sort of right there in the very center of the yard, that's our new strawberry patch that we just did. Besides that, beside the chicken coop, like we'd done before,
Yeah, I can't get over there.
Yeah, you can't see over there. We're going to have our broccoli over there, and we've planted carrots already. And then we have another patch right next to the woods that we planted our potatoes in. So they're actually away from everything. We didn't have any issue with deer before. We're leaf mulching, we're grass mulching, anything like that to try to get the weeds down, and we've put a little fencing up around it as well. It's not as strong as these type of fences, but we're trying it before we have to, put
The real thing.
$200 or $300 into it,
So tell them why we moved the potatoes.
So with the shade cloth.
No, that wasn't why we moved them. It was the centipedes.
Right, but the shade cloth
Created the atmosphere.
created the atmosphere for the centipedes. They like it very wet. They like it a little bit of not full sun against them. So they were eating our potatoes in the ground, which, usually is a good thing that they're in the ground because they'll eat the vegetation, that's below the ground, but not in the garden per se. So we had to move them out of the garden, away from the shade cloth or anything like that. And it worked good last year.
We didn't have any tater bugs.
Didn't have any hardly tater bugs up there, and we put down 100 pounds up there this year. We did red Pontiac and white Kennebec.
Yep.
So we've made a few changes, some hopefully for the better. We've also got our green stalk verticals that we'll be putting maybe some more lettuce in, and we've sort of concentrated on getting some lettuces going earlier than usual, just because we know we should have been.
And then here in the pathway, like right around here.
You can sort of see them start coming up. These are the Jerusalem artichokes.
I wasn't talking about the Jerusalem artichokes. I was going to talk about this is where we're going to put the trash cans, like in this area. But yeah, the Jerusalem artichokes are coming up. We really don't maintain this area very well. We just keep it contained.
That's a Jerusalem artichoke like these right here.
But yeah, the goal here is to try to get some fertilizer that's from, the weeds and everything. And keep that
we have it right here in the garden to use on everything.
Because this is like a central location. It's not too terribly far to walk everywhere. We have a door back there. We got a door over here.
Yeah.
If we need to water anything.
Yeah, and Jerusalem artichokes, you've heard us talk about them before. We're not a big fan of them. I will say I saw the other day, Self-Sufficient Me was talking about
pickling them.
Pickling them and saying that's the best way to eat them. So probably going to try some of that this year just to see what they taste like. And they say it gets rid of the
things that cause people gut issues.
Yes. So
whatever whatever's in them that causes you to not feel so good.
Yeah. So either way, we've already got everything planted besides the summer squash, and we just have to put the tomatoes and peppers in the buckets. We've got them sitting out on the porch right now, getting used to the weather and everything. So hopefully in a few days we'll have those in. We'll have the shade cloth up here, if we need to soon. And hopefully we have some stuff start growing.
Yep, we're excited.
Yeah, so a few different changes this year. And if you want to follow us through, we'll show you how we trellis everything up on this type again this year, just because it's our preferred method.
It is. It takes up so I mean, we have more room this year since we moved the tomatoes.
Yeah.
It actually created a lot of room. But it helps with all those squashes. It keeps them from rotting on the ground and the critters from getting them as bad.
Yep. So, well, got any comments, questions, anything you want to hear in a future episode, you can either leave it down below or send it to thecannycouple@yahoo.com, and make sure and go over and check out our link tree, which has links to all of our other social media sites that we're on, and it also has a link to our website. And
as always, thank you for joining us on The Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.